everybody. Welcome to another episode of the HopCast.
Hey, thanks for drinking with us again.
Right.
Hey!
Cheers. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name is Ken Hunnemeter, and we have the Haymarket / drinking and riding crew here today. We've done a lot of stuff with Haymarket thus far, but there's a little bit that we've touched on that we haven't really delved deep in. And what is drinking and riding? It's in the back here at Haymarket. You guys are a comedy troupe type of doing theater and that type of thing, but it's very interesting to find it in the setting of a brew pub. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
It's just improv.
Yeah, it's all improv. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, come on. Hey.
I would know nothing about that. This is totally scripted.
Drinking and writing is a concept that Sean and I came up with, and
Yes, by the way, it's Steve Mosqueda and
hello,
Sean Benjamin.
Yes, and we come from a group called the Neo-Futurists.
Yeah.
Our aesthetic is that we don't play characters; we play ourselves on stage. It's all original material. It's not improv.
It's also technically not comedy.
And it's technically yes. Well, the comedy.
That was a jab at you earlier.
the comedy comes out of the truth, and that's one of our tenets. We're honest about ourselves. We don't pretend. We don't say anything that's not true on stage. So everything you see during the shows are truthful. And we've been a rogue theater company, so to speak. We did a lot of shows at the Hop Leaf. We've done shows all over Chicago in bars. And when Pete and John had this place, they said, wow, there's a back bar, and would you guys be interested in having a space to do your shows, a home? And I said yes automatically. Sean had some other ideas, and I talked Sean into it.
I still say no.
I was there.
I'm against it.
You're still against
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's totally against
You
it.
saw how I am in the show.
I know.
Against it.
He's very scrappy during the show. But no, they asked us if you want. It's like, this is a no-brainer. I said, yeah, of course, we want to do the show here. So now we have a home. We have the Drinking Riding Theater that's in the back of the Haymarket Pub and Brewery, and it's a fantastic, dare I say, marriage.
It's a perfect
art.
place where beer is made and where
It's
theater is performed. Right?
Exactly, it's art. It's all art. There's art in the brewery. There's art in the kitchen, and there's art going on.
There's art playing for the yeast right now.
There is, exactly. I hope that you can hear that.
Pete's got some classical music going on. We're in the fermentation room right now. You can tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, we've noticed that Belgian yeast prefers a nice aria during high Kreuzen. Once it starts
That
to
sounds
soothe,
highly sexual. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Once it starts to kind of
Peak.
soothe, peak. We start putting a little Bernstein. We got a little Studs Terkel yesterday.
We did. We had
Yeah.
a little Friday nights. They played the best of Studs Terkel on WFMT. It's beautiful.
It's very important to not only soothe but educate your yeast in the cultural delights of Chicago.
Studs Circle gets him a little worked up.
Well, I noticed actually the one over here by Maeve. Shout out for Maeve.
Hey.
Wasn't actually fermenting out into the floor until the Studs hour, and now it's agitated and it's fermented.
So that's the key right there. You have living proof.
We do.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So the show that just got done, just finished, was that we just watched, not done yet.
To Cure a Hangover.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's the third installment or third volume.
It's the third volume of Drinking and Writing.
Or four. Yeah, we.
This is Jamie Budzik back here. He's one of our.
He's the security guard.
He's involved with Drinking and Writing as well, and helps us with every facet of Drinking and Writing.
So is To Cure a Hangover Volume 3?
It is Volume 3.
Because the Christmas show said Volume 3 on your slide. I just want to point that out.
That would be a Sean Benjamin slide. We'd have to ask him
Maybe
about
it's
that.
the second volume of 3.
Sean Benjamin!
Hey!
Not to deflect this. Remember in the show when you said number 1, 2, and then number 2? Wow, I did the same thing.
You did say
that.
that.
You can tell it's a match made in heaven.
We're theater, we're not math.
Do you remember in the show when you skipped the line about like?
No.
Okay, all right, that's okay. I just flew with it, but that's all
This will
right.
be used in
Okay.
the divorce court. This will be part of the proceedings.
So here's back to the
There'll
point.
be a new brew pub with drinking, and then we'll have right up here.
No, Drinking and Writing, the original show was done at T's Bar up in Andersonville. We were with the Neo-Futurists, and we did a site-specific show called Drinking and Writing. where we were exploring the connection between creativity and alcohol. It did well. We were happy with it, so we said, hey, let's do more shows. We did Volume 2, which was called the Nobel Experiment, about the Prohibition-era writers. And then we continued. Volume 3 was a hangover show, and Volume 4, as the slide should say, was the 12 Steps of Christmas. And Volume 5 is this fall. That's
Our
going to be
brand new show.
The City That Drinks, focusing on writers like Studs Terkel, Nelson Algren, and Mike Royko. All good for yeast.
That's right.
Think about it.
And there's another interesting project that you guys did. It was, I believe, it was over the summer. Is when
It was over a holiday weekend.
Memorial
4-day
Day
weekend.
it's called the Western Avenue Project. This is going to be debuting on March 31st.
March 31st here at the
And-
Drinking Ready Theater.
If you're out of town or somewhere other than Chicago, you may not know, but Western Avenue here in Chicago is the longest street in the entire United States. Is
It
that correct?
is in the world. It's one of the longest streets in the world. It's 24.7 miles to go through city municipality.
Yeah,
24.7
continuous,
continuous street.
uninterrupted.
Yeah,
Okay. So you guys started at, I believe it was 116th Street.
119th.
119th.
Why you
I'm
gotta
so
go
short.
down? Oh, you
The
gotta-
slide said
Well, some of those
116.
last 3 blocks, man, they watch HopCast too. Some of that.
And you drink at you go in and have a beer at every bar on Western Avenue and walk south to north. And over the span of a few days.
4 days.
Yes.
We walked it. We stayed on Western Avenue and got up in the morning and kept going. 4 days.
So what can we expect from that? Because I have like different thoughts running through my head.
Well, there is Jamie is editing our
That's
footage.
Jamie
This is
Budzig,
Jamie
everybody,
Budzig
right
over
there.
there.
And not just editing though, he also went out and did interviews for
Yeah.
it. Like
Is
after
he like
we did
selling
the
Bob?
thing,
I'm just wondering.
I see he
Well,
wasn't in
I'm
charge
like-
of your guys' wardrobe though.
Oh, yeah, I
What
know.
happened there?
Well, he heard there was an interview going on, so he got a little dressed up for it. But
We appreciate it.
You dress for the interview you want to do, not for the interview that you
Exactly. So we shot a bunch of footage on flip cameras, and
Sponsored by Flip.
I wish.
Oh.
We asked Jamie. We said, "Hey, we got this footage. What can you do with it?" And he looked at it all and said, "I don't know." So
But I think he said I need to do more footage. That's good.
pretty much.
And
Yeah,
fix it.
yeah, pretty much. But Jamie created a 5-minute trailer that you can see on drinkingwriting.com. You can see the 5-minute trailer. But we're hoping that the finished product. Maybe I'll let Jamie talk about the finished product of the Western Avenue project. What do you think?
Oh, I'd love to talk about the finished product.
Swap.
If I was anywhere close to the finished product. But I tried to go back and we tried to spice it up with interviews with the participants, everyone who's involved, as well as people. Bill Savage, who
Professor Bill Savage from
right,
Northwestern
the
University.
Smarty Pants from Northwestern, who
Sure.
kind of gave us some perspective on what Western Avenue means and what the tavern culture in Chicago means. So it's hard to watch people get drunk and literally sit for 8 to 10 hours and watch footage of people getting drunk when you're not involved in the drinking. I couldn't make it.
So do you have to drink when you edit it? I would assume that if I'm watching that, I gotta get plastered.
I found it more helpful, and I think I'm going to start a spin-off theater group called Smoking Weed and Writing and Editing versus Drinking and
Smoking
Writing.
and editing.
Smoking weed and editing.
Because,
.com.
to be I got high a lot when I watched it. It really helped.
That could be our next brewery in the back. We could have smoking weed and editing.
Smoking weed in it. No, I think I think that's fine. But I think Jamie is such a talented
Hi, guy.
high guy, editing, filmmaker, that I think on March 31st, when you guys come to see the show, the film, we'll have a red carpet out there, and
We are actually going to get a red carpet.
So a drinking and writing theater
Yeah.
is just another reason to come out to the Haymarket Pub and Brewery.
And we're doing all kinds of events. We do in March we're doing the Western Avenue Project. In April we're doing the 12 Steps of Christmas, which is our Drinking Writing Volume 4. In May we're doing we're doing everything. We're doing the Drinking Writing Festival,
Beer
which
Fly
is all
Alley
about
Fights.
Haymarket. The Beer Fly Alley Fight, which is a home brewing competition, which includes food, beer, and local artists. And We're doing Mammoth is a Horror in the summer. It's a theater festival with all kinds of theater groups in the theater in Chicago, and we're going to be doing Mammoth plays, and they're all going to be doing a scene
Skipped
from each.
over. Yeah, you
And then also, in June, we're doing the Tide House Film Festival, which is a film festival that's based on the 5 stages of intoxication. Excitement, euphoria, confusion, stupor, and coma. And we're asking filmmakers to make a 5-minute film based on one of the stages.
Unfortunately, I relate to that way too well.
I know. So yeah, and then in the fall we're going to do Beer, which is our musical about craft beer, puppet musical about craft beer.
We have actually seen that at at the Metropolitan Brewery here in Chicago.
And
It's a wonderful show.
We're going to do it here at the Drink and Writing Theater.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, and then we're going to debut our new show, Drink and Writing Volume 5, The City That Drinks.
Awesome. So everything's up on the website.
It's on the
right?
website. You can check it out.
And you can see you guys here regularly every Saturday at 4 o'clock, right?
Oh, well, there's one more Saturday.
And then
We're taking a
dinner
little
time.
break. And then April 2nd, yes, we'll
And
be
then
doing
we just
our
see
Christmas
you
show.
here drinking.
We're always here. And I help Pete brew beer, so I'm always here too. So you can always.
He's instrumental in the brewing process.
Yes.
And also, I want to point out for the Christmas show, we are making a Christmas beer to be tapped in April.
In April.
wow.
Yes.
Excellent.
Spicy, delicious Christmas beer.
Fuck Christmas in July.
It really,
Christmas in April.
I'm hoping it's the only spiced Christmas Belgian ale tapped in April ever.
We'll see.
I think you probably have the nose on that.
I got the corner. I got my market corner.
Yeah. I don't see you having any competition, but it's wonderful hanging out with you guys. You're doing great work. We really, really enjoy the show. We recommend it for everybody out there. And if you're closing March 5th, right?
Yes, but we're gonna
for To Cure a Hangover.
Yeah, and then the
you're
next
starting.
show starts April 2nd.
But keep an eye out because these guys are really doing some brilliant stuff, and of course can enjoy some wonderful, delicious beers from Pete Crowley while you're at it.
Down,
So,
get a pint.
win-win.
Yeah.
or
Brad?
a 4 ounce or a 12 ounce.
But
or a 20
definitely
ounce.
don't bring your hot girlfriend to the show because Steve will actually hit on her.
Totally hit on her for sure. Totally.
And he's already been dumped, and she's actually standing out there next
Yeah.
to the redheaded guy who wants to kick your ass.
See, I'm gonna.
It's a fun show. You should.
It's a
come check it
beautiful
out.
thing. It's a beautiful thing.
So come watch Steve get his ass kicked. It's basically
Pretty much.
And cheers to you guys, and thanks for
Yeah.
watching.
Cheers. Cheers.